the third, is this the third or the fourth? Hey ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching my video, I'm here to talk to you about depression during my pregnancy. As you all know, everybody's different. Everybody's experience is different. And I knew from the jump that this wasn't going to be the easiest thing that I go through in life. And yeah, I wasn't ready when I found out that I was pregnant. I wasn't really ready. I had just graduated from college 3 months prior to finding out that I was 4 weeks pregnant. And I always wanted to be a mother. I always wanted to be, a family woman. I always wanted to be a mother. I always had the characteristics of a mother. I've always been a nurturer. And, I knew it was coming, but I didn't know it was going to be that soon. But it happened, and here I am, 7 months pregnant. So anyway, I found out I was pregnant 3 months after my graduation in May. And at that time, I had been working ever since graduation. I was working at a summer camp. It was a summer job only. So I was worried when I found out, because I was like, I'm not going to be working. Like, how is it going to work out? I mean, my partner, my fiance, he was working, and he has a good job. He always took care of me, like, whenever I needed anything. But I still didn't want to totally depend on him, you know what I mean? And I was so lucky and so grateful, so blessed to have found a job. Well, actually, it was an entry level position for my career, pertaining to social sciences. I was working with human services, like under the Department of Mental Health, and it was really, 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 really good. The only thing was, I had a shitty ass director. Excuse my French. But he was really, some people just aren't meant to lead. You know what I mean? And he was horrible. Like, I just. Anyway, he came at me the wrong way. Not to sound like, ratchet or anything, but he really did say things in a rude manner to me one day. I was explaining something to my coworker, which she asked me, and he started yelling at me about what I was saying, "Oh, you don't understand what you have to do when it comes to this lawnmower." Like, it was a lawnmower, mind you. So I'm like, I'm not about to argue with this asshole about no goddamn lawnmower. But he was just yelling at us, and I'm like, I can't believe he's yelling at us about this. And then my coworker went to go, speak to him so that he can actually show her how to use the lawnmower. And he's like, oh yeah, basically what Avani said was right. My name is Avani, yes. And he was like the type to not apologize. So he didn't say anything to me about it, but he told her that I was right. And she came back and told me, like, he's an asshole. And I'm like, you don't need to tell me that. So later on, I had to confront him because I felt uncomfortable about the way he was treating me. He was just yelling at me, and then he would start to, like, talk to my coworker instead of telling me, like, what needed to be done. Mind you, he's a director. We're both supervisors. We're working with mentally disabled folks, and the goal in that type of job is to work together in order to help the people who are, you know, our consumers. Like, they don't say consumers anymore, sorry, but our patients, or, you know, the people we're working with, we have to work together in order to create a better reality for them. And he was just not telling me anything. If I had to go to a job with one of my clients, he wouldn't tell me ahead of time. I would have to find out through my coworker, who was the same position as me. Why am I finding out through her? But anyway, that's another video. That's neither here nor there. But it was just really stressful, my first month of pregnancy, because I was dealing with this stupid ass job. Well, it wasn't a stupid job, but it was a stupid people. And, you know, I'm thinking about, I don't want to leave because I don't want to put all this stress on my fiance. But then it got to the point where I couldn't take it anymore. One day, I got into a car accident. And I just said, you know what? I'm going to take it easy with this job, but I'm not stressing myself out anymore than I have to be. I vowed that day that I would not take bullshit anymore, because the stress was getting to me so badly that it was to the point where, how could this not affect my baby? You know, mothers, we need to take care of ourselves in order to take care of our babies, especially when we're pregnant. From the food that we eat, to the way that we think, to the way that we feel, it affects our babies. So I was like, I'm not taking any more bullshit from this guy. So one week, he decided that he wanted me to drive all the way to Manhattan, when I told him that I was traumatized about the car accident. And that was my last straw. I was just like, I can't do this with you anymore. I'm sorry. The next day, I called out. And then the day after that, I said, I'm coming in today. And then I handed in my resignation letter. Same day. And I left like at 12 o'clock before I even took lunch, because I was like, I'm not finishing this day. I don't care if I get paid for it or not. That's just how miserable that job made me. I was so happy. Only 3 months on the job, and I felt like I couldn't do it. Well, it wasn't even 3 months. It had been from September 19th to November 30th. And that's horrible, because I never quit a job. People don't make me quit. But at that point, I had to think about my baby. And depression is real. It starts somewhere. And I think that's where it started. Because when I was home, at first, it was great. I felt like a great albatross had been lifted. Like, I felt great. And, you know, I was eating more. I was eating healthier, exercising more. I felt great. But eventually, I became down. And one reason is because my father wasn't really supportive of me. And I think that being that he was such an asshole in my early pregnancy, I just felt down. I don't know why. You know, you get sensitive during your pregnancy. Usually these things wouldn't bother me, but they did bother me. And you can't help who you love. You can't help what you care about. Yeah. But, well, yeah, basically my dad was an asshole when I told him about, you know, different things about the baby, like how I noticed the baby kicks when nobody's around, and he gets quiet when people are around. Well, not quiet because you can't hear the baby, but he stopped moving whenever he heard other people around. And My father was just like, oh, so when you going to get married? Mind you, at that time I was already engaged. So my father didn't know anything about this. Needless to say, our relationship was never that close, but I was trying to get it there. I was trying to prove to myself that, I can mend our relationship. But that day, I realized you can't work with everything that, you can't fix everything yourself, Vonnie. You have to let people work with you. You have to, if they don't work with you, then it's not going to work. Even if it is your father, fuck it. Excuse my French. I'm going to stop saying excuse my French because it's not worth it. Because I'm going to curse again and again. It's alright. Anyway, he just threw me off. He was just horrible to me. Like, oh, I told him how I was showing. He was like, oh, so the baby's showing now. When you gonna get married? Really? That's all you have to say to me? That's all you have to say? You don't want to know if I'm having a healthy pregnancy so far? You just want to know when I'm getting married? And so that was that. I had a great long cry about it. My fiance, he consoled me. And I think that's he's like the reason why this pregnancy hasn't been the death of me, probably. Because I have really felt the lowest I've ever felt in my life during this pregnancy. And I think it's mostly because the hormones, and it's a new experience, and I'm anxious. It's natural, but I thank God for him, and I pray that, I pray for him just like I pray for me, and I've always done that. But now he's brought a whole nother meaning to our relationship because of this pregnancy. He's just a beautiful being. And so yeah. Anyway, so I quit my job. My fiance was supportive of me, and he, he's basically taking care of everything right now. I cook, I clean. I'm basically a stay-at-home mom. And sometimes it makes me feel shitty. Like, okay, I don't do anything with my life. Because I'm so used to going and getting things for myself. Doing everything by myself, excuse me. And now I can't because I'm 7 months pregnant. Like, who is going to hire me right now? Honestly. And if they do hire me, I'm going to have to quit for a little while. And I know that when the baby is born, I'm going to want to spend time with it. Or her. But, yeah, so sometimes I feel stressed out because I feel like I ain't shit. But then I feel my baby kicking. I'm like, I'm bringing life forth to this planet. But anyway, it's such a beautiful feeling to feel your baby move inside of you and kick. So this is the third, yes, or the fourth. All right, don't quote me. I'm sorry, I lost count. But that's the pregnancy brain. Another reason why I think this pregnancy has been stressful is we chose to stay with my fiance's mother. So when I was working, as I those few months, I saved about some grand because I was saving all my money. My fiance just took care of me, and I still had money from the summer and beyond that, because I've always been a woman who saves. I love to save money. And I was ready to move out because I need my own space. I'm that type of person who just needs their own space to breathe. But I thought about it, and we were looking for apartments, and his mother was like, you know, why not stay at the house and save more money so you can save up to buy a house instead of renting an apartment, which, you know, rent, if anybody lives in New York City, they know that rent is expensive. It's a killer. But I was like, you know, maybe we should. When they presented the idea to me, I was like, you know, we should. And then I was like, yeah, we can make this work. Honey child. I was fucking lying. Well, I didn't know I was lying at that time, but if I knew what I know today, I would have said, no, let's get the fuck out. Because hoarding is no joke. If anybody has ever dealt with a family member, or if anybody is knows that they cannot throw away things. Anyway, hoarding is a condition. It's a mental condition in which a person becomes frustrated when they even think about something that they own being thrown away. And it's really sad because his mother, she has a beautiful house, and it really has a lot of potential. It has 4 rooms that, you know, cannot be used. Well, our room is one of the 4 rooms, but all the other rooms cannot be used to their desired purpose because they're all packed with shit upon shit. And when I tell you, it was so bad that we were getting the kitchen done, and we had to put stuff from the kitchen in the bathroom. Bruh. In the bathroom. Yes. I was heating up my food in the microwave in the bathroom. I'm pregnant. So that's when it started to hit me like, I can't stay here. And then, you know, dealing with the fact that I don't have a job, it's like, well, how are you going to pay rent? Or how are you going to help your husband out when he needs help? You know, I don't have no money. Damn. Then I was feeling, you know, really bad because I don't want him to carry the burden. Yes, he can do it. And yes, he tells me that he can do it. But I'm not that type of woman who just wants, you know, him to do everything. I like to at least like be the one to treat us as a couple if we go out. If he's paying for this and that, I would like to pay for something. I would like to, you know, I don't want to just be the type to just take. But anyway, this house has got me to my breaking point. And 2 weeks ago, I had a breakdown, and I basically could not talk. I was just like crying my eyes out, just sobbing. And my fiance, he woke up and saw me crying, and he was like, what's wrong, babe? Like, you're not yourself. Because usually I'm all giggly and smiley, or at least, you know, just chilling. But that day I just couldn't hold it in anymore. And I'm like, I can't do this. And I started going off. I'm like, I feel like she's selfish. I feel like, you know, this is not going to work. And I thought we could do this, but we can't. And I don't know what we should do. And I'm just panicking. He's just like, calm down. And again, he's consoling me. But as he's consoling me, he's crying too, because he understands that I've been through too much stress in this pregnancy to, you know, to be here. And he understands, like, I shouldn't, as a pregnant woman, I shouldn't have to climb over stuff in the hallway to get to the bathroom. And we've planned that, like, with his mother, we planned that we were going to fix this house. But every time we say, okay, let's clean up this, let's clean up that, she says, oh, I have to do this. Or if anybody knows a hoarder, they know that they make excuses for everything. So if it's like, let's clean up the refrigerator. Oh, I gotta go out. Oh, I gotta go to work. You know, the reason why my fridge is like that is because I go to work all the time. It's always an excuse. Like, no matter what, it's always an excuse. So I just couldn't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore. So, you know, I prayed, and ever since that day, actually right after I spoke to him, he started searching for an apartment. And I was like really feeling better about the situation because, you know, I really have a supportive partner. Like, he's so supportive, and that makes me feel good. If I don't have anything else, that makes me feel good. And he's going to be a great father. But anyway, we found an apartment. Guys, we found an apartment. And it was actually this past weekend. We went to go view it, and we liked it. We actually loved it, and the price is pretty much right. We got approved today, so we should be moving soon. He wanted to move March 1st, but I'm like, we can move sooner because my due date is in April. Early April. April 12th is the baby's due date. And I don't know how long I can wait, you know, to move, because I'm having this nesting instinct where I feel like I want to fix everything, but we're still at his mom's house and I can't do shit with this house. So it's like making me feel helpless. But I know everybody's depression is different. I know some people might be like, oh, that ain't shit. Or like, you know, wow, I can't believe you dealt with that and you actually stayed there. But everybody's life is different. Everybody's situation is different. And I mean, all the mommies out there, I just want to give you, yes, thumbs up. Because this shit ain't easy. But when you stay in prayer, you stay in favor. And I'm not very, very religious, but I'm very spiritual. And I can say this, is that my experience has only made me grow. And they always say, what doesn't break you will make you. And this has made me into a stronger woman. Of all the things that I thought I already went through, you know, this was something that truly required my perseverance. And with the right people around, my mother and my fiance, it's just been beautiful. You know, supportive people. But thanks for watching. I hope you guys can share with me your experiences with pregnancy. If you have ever felt like you just couldn't talk to anyone about how you're feeling because you felt helpless or worthless, it's not a good feeling. So if you want to share that with me or with anybody else, drop your comments in the comment section. Also, like this video and thumbs up. Yes, thumbs up, ladies. See you later.